Awoo. Awoo, awoo. What's up? This is so much better. Oh my gosh. Yes. Jessica, Bradley, Monica. Yes, Lisa, Angela, Diego, Tammy, Lua. Oh my gosh, this is so much better. You guys are giving me life to like see your faces. I don't like YouTube live. Apparently, it didn't like me. Also, I had ordered the kettle like over an hour ago to the hotel room, and it got here like 4 minutes ago. So obviously the macambo is like you're gonna try to do this macambo call without macambo like in your system. So let's try this again now that we have the pataxte here. Oh, nice, Lisa, Leela, that's what's up. Thank you all for being here. So I'll give everyone a moment, but while everyone's joining in and catching up to the new situation, I would like to actually open the floor to hear good morning, grand rising, bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite, wherever you are. So unmute yourself, name, where are you coming in from, and your intention for being here in this moment. We're gonna, I'll just call on you real quick. How about that? Okay, well, Lua.
Hi everyone, I'm Lua, also known as Tammy, calling in from Bozeman, Montana, and my intention is to be the Rainbow Bridge.
Beautiful. And so it is. I'm gonna take two more. Bradley.
Oh, there I go. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, hi. Yeah, gosh, my intention is just to connect with all of you beautiful people and to send Mackenzie into the jungle with so much love.
Mahalo. You are here with me in spirit for sure. Ah, yay. Okay, Christy. Mm, I don't know if she heard me. Diego.
Hello.
Uh oh yeah, there you go. Sorry, there's two Christies. Hey girl, go for it.
I'm sorry if there was another one. That's
No,
fine.
it's you. It was definitely you.
Oh, okay. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin,
Mm,
and my intention today is just clarity and peace with like-minded people.
beautiful. Thank you. And to honor Diego, you want to share real quick?
I'm actually calling from uh, Elgin, Texas, on my way to a family member's birthday, and my intention is just to um, just to hear. I have been feeling called to work further with my combo as well, and so here to continue listening.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay, amazing. I would love to hear from all of you. And so there might be some time at the end. I just love seeing your faces like Jess and like everyone. Like it's just so good. And there's some new faces as well. Kelsey Faith, what's up, girl? So good to have you here. We got some people joining in from the airport, I see. Okay. I got people from all over the world. So this is really good because everyone that's here right now, um, I'll pin this while I'm recording. Let's see, pin. So everyone that is here right now is anchoring this invitation into the macambo, anchoring the sacred union between the cacao, the Theobroma cacao, and the Theobroma bicolor. It's not as sexy as of a name, but we could call it like the jaguar cacao. Um, the macambo, pataxte. There's like 12 different names for this plant. So you can kind of choose which one you want to call it. But this sacred union that's coming together, this weaving, It's really come to life through a lot of synchronicity and listening and tuning in, magic, co-creation, collaboration, generosity. And all of you that are here with me live, I'm just like so grateful that the creator orchestrated this moment in this way, because I can even feel in my entire body, everything shifted the minute I got to see you and feel you and exchange with you, versus just like staring at a computer screen and talking at like a YouTube thing. So thank you for choosing to be here live, because this is going to be an imprint for hundreds, if not more, of people to start to tune into the essence that is macambo, that is Pataxte. Because we've been talking about for many years now that every plant has a spirit, an intelligence, a consciousness, a communication. And the spirit of cacao has really won all of us over. And from what I'm hearing, you all are in the same boat as me, and that she's winning you over again and again and again. And this is just what a gift to be able to deepen, because it's very, symbolic and synonymous with life. To be able to deepen into life and fall in love with the creator over and over and over again, to fall in love with the creator's expressions, whether it's self-reflective love, aloha ma, whether it's love for Mother Nature and deepening into that devotion, or love for another, love for others, love for community, love for humanity, and so much more. So there are many different things that start to unfold when you say yes to coming arm in arm or wing to wing or hand in hand with a plant spirit. And like the cacao, she works in very mysterious ways. And that for me recently, in the last several months, she has invited me to actually take small, sometimes more extensive breaks from cacao. And actually that's only deepened my love and understanding of her and with her. For those of you that are just now joining and that have never heard anyone talk about cacao as a her, I'm referring to the spirit, the feminine essence that is cacao. And today is really in honor of the essence of the macambo. And yet I am showing up as a total like student of Pataxte alongside each of you, to invite us all as a community into studying, learning, assimilating, and integrating the wisdom that this plant is ready to share with us. And then to be able to come back together and start to exchange that information. And I would say that when I'm sharing, you can trust that I'm asking to receive my information from Gaia herself. I, like many of us here, if not all of us, are custodians of Gaia. We've traveled with her for many lifetimes, and this is a pivotal time on our planet. So there's a lot that I want to share, and now that you're here with me, a lot that's wanting to come through. And what I will say is that I'm about to embark on an 8-week journey deep into the Amazon rainforest in Yawanawa territory, where I actually will not be consuming cacao for 8 weeks. I have not done that since before I even knew about cacao. So I have no doubt that that time away from her is actually going to bring me closer in. And I just did like, I did a liver cleanse last month, and then I did a water fast recently. And so taking breaks from cacao, then I sit down and it ritualizes the experience, rather than it having been a pattern or a default that you just make the cacao and it's a part of your day. It's like, it was a moment. And now it's like always saying, don't forget to really make this a moment when you're working with this medicine. And so that is an invitation for all of you to, permission to take breaks from this medicine when she tells you to. And you can trust that dialogue. So with that said, I'm going to have a little bit of this cacao, and please, like, this is literally my mug. Don't judge. We got a glass. I have 160 pounds of luggage with me, and I couldn't fit one extra thing. I couldn't fit a mug. When you go into the Amazon, you have to bring all your gear with you, and food and everything that you would need for that long. So it's quite an experience. But here, what I would love to do is, as I bring the macambo, the Pataxte in, I would like to say yes to allowing the Pataxte to speak through me, and for you to all receive it in the quantum, because I know that you probably don't have any right now in your hands. So let's do that though. Let's come back once I emerge out of the rainforest. Let's come back together and have these ceremonies now with the Pataxte, and start exchanging what's emerging within you. So I'm just going to invite everybody to close down their eyes again. I know we already did this over on the YouTube live, but let's breathe together in this new space, in this Zoom room. And as you take a big, deep exhale, be conscious of expanding your chest, expanding your heart, and also your diaphragm. And as you exhale, being conscious of that heart, the shoulders dropping and the diaphragm pulling in, just allowing the blood to start to circulate fully. We set an intention as a community to open our hearts wider. Pa vale pu uvai. And as you continue to keep your eyes closed, I'm just going to offer one chant. It's a Hawaiian chant. It's very simple, and it might not come through the computer, but the prayer is to ask the seen and unseen to grant us knowledge from above, so we can tune in to the true communication of not only the chants, but of this plant, the macambo and the Pataxte. E ho mai kai ke mai luna mai e o na me ahuna no e au o na me le e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai kai ke mai luna mai e o na me ahuna no e au ona mele e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai kai ke mai luna mai e ona me ahuna no e au ona mele e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai. Amama wanoa. Aloha ma. The macambo tastes so, so, so good. Wow. Let's dive in. Quote that I wanted to read you. Pataxte may not be a common food crop today, but 1,000 years ago, it was considered one of the foods of Maya paradise. Another quote, Pataxte was a sacred ingredient in the Mayan Empire and was often paired with cacao to make a ceremonial drink. Pataxte and cacao are still used in variations of the ancient Mayan beverage in the Oaxaca Valley, Mexico, in the present day, as well as Guatemala. And the practice of making this drink is a complex process. Pataxte seeds are buried underground to ferment for 1 to 2 years, and then they are unearthed. When they develop a crumbly chocolate consistency and a white hue. The fermented seeds are combined with cacao to make a foam on top of a drink made from the flour known as rosita de cacao, toasted mami sapoti mame sapote seeds, toasted masa, cacao, water, and sugar to create a thick beverage. So this drink was used and is still used in certain cases in different ceremonies, weddings, gatherings, celebrations. So lastly, what I'll read here is Pataxte has been growing wild since ancient times. Several varieties of Pataxte are found throughout tropical regions, and the fruits have been foraged from wild trees as a ceremonial ingredient. Okay, I'm gonna pull you back up so I can see you. So these fruits are a treasured food of ancient civilizations and have been preserved among select people groups as a specialty ingredient. So there actually are a couple things when I was working with Nana Marina and doing the apprenticeship that I actually was asked to not share, because the Pataxte is just now starting to have disclosure. And but when I say disclosure, I mean, there's starting to be a light shed on Pataxte and its historical uses. It's kind of like, you know, when I started talking about ceremonial cacao many years ago, there were some Mayan people that said, "Oh no, we don't work with cacao. We don't do that. We don't do that ceremonially." It's just because they weren't ready or they hadn't received the permission yet to share that, oh yeah, they do work with cacao ceremonially, and they've been doing it for thousands and thousands of years, and that they revere this cacao as true medicine and as a way to make offerings to the sacred fire and to pray for their families. So what's becoming disclosed now is that Pataxte, the macambo beans, it's called macambo in Peru, okay, but the Pataxte in, let's say, Mexico and Guatemala, the Pataxte beans are actually used just as strongly with the cacao, and there's a sacred union that's happening. And so let's talk about that. What does that symbolize? What does that represent? Because what I hear is that it's the prophecy, the eagle and condor prophecy, the rebalancing of the feminine and the masculine. So if the Pataxte, which I personally am seen as a masculine, because the cacao feels so feminine, and I like to just imagine that this is a sacred union happening, it actually is representative of the union that's happening within our inner masculine and inner feminine, within every single one of us, which is going to look different for each of us. And so the eagle and condor prophecy talks about this, about how the eagle representing the masculine and the condor representing the feminine will begin to fly together in perfect harmony and balance once again. And we're in that prophecy right now. This is why we have such an upsurge of feminine energy and in encouraging us to tap into our emotions, our feelings, our senses, and also to work with these protocols that are of Gaia, including plant medicines. So with that said, over a year ago, I was gifted some Pataxte while my beautiful sister Lua, aka Tammy, and by the way, my star name, my Hawaiian name is Luana, and hers is Lua Hawana, Lua Alkali. And we did not plan that. We received these names differently from a like totally different person. So just FYI, if you're like, what are these girls doing? Lua and Luana, just totally synchronistic. So, okay, so Lua, aka Tammy, she was on Maui visiting. And so this sister gifted us some, and we're just like, wow, like this feels really good. And it just, there was a sense that something was going to happen. And, you know, I've been to Peru many times, so I've seen the macambo, tasted the macambo. But no one had told me that it was like a literal part of the Theobroma family. Now, I've shared this many times. Theobroma means food of the gods. So, well, look, Theobroma, there are many plants in the Theobroma family, not just cacao. Cacao just, let's say, some people would say it overshadows all the other sisters and brothers of the Theobroma family. But let's just say cacao really stands out among them and is obviously the most utilized in our Western culture, especially modern day society. But I didn't know that it was a part of the cacao family. I just knew that, you know, there was a sense like something was going to happen with this. So I'd been talking to Matt for a few years, my partner on the ground in Peru, about potentially sourcing some macambo. But it's always about permission. It's always about listening. And like I said, when I was working with Nana Marina, there were these drops of this is about to come out and this is about to have some disclosure. And so kind of one thing led to the next. And I know that that Lua is going to help me fill in the gaps if needed, just because I'm on no sleep after traveling for 2 days, and all of that. So she might have to chime in if there's any part of the story. But essentially, the amount of things that had to go wrong, quote unquote, for this to come to life is just, as always, mind-blowing. And I'm not going to get into the details of all the things that had to go wrong, but I would tell you it was significant, like truly so significant that it was like this macambo was like yelling, like, it's time now, let's go, we got to do this. So essentially, there was this one fermentation of this of some chuncho that we'd harvested. And it was totally different than anything you guys have ever tasted before, this chuncho. And it was good. It was good, really good, but totally different. And I was worried of like, they're used to slight changes in in taste, but this is like totally different. And so I'm kind of concerned, and I have like a lot of it, for this production. And there were several other synchronicities unfolding that were kind of trying to get my attention with macambo. People were starting to bring it to me, and it was starting to show up in my field and different sisters and in my travels and on peace tour, all these kinds of things. And I decided to, I asked Matt, I said, can you just send me a sample of the macambo? Because I might want to just formulate something right now. Like there's literally something wanting to happen with this macambo, and I don't know, I'm unattached, but can you send me some? And I want to kind of play around. So I made some, and I had just gotten back, I just gotten back from Brazil. And while I was in Brazil, in one of the ceremonies, one of the chiefs of this other village was chanting for a really, really long time. And as he was chanting, I was getting this crazy, like huge vision and download that that I am, and I'm going to say I, but I mean we. It was asking me to claim and say yes to being a rainbow bridge. And I didn't know exactly, what does that mean in terms of words? Like I couldn't put words to what it means to be a rainbow bridge, but I just knew it was true. Yes, I am a rainbow bridge. I'm a bridge between heaven and earth. I'm a bridge between different cultures and different lineages. I'm a bridge, between all these, different practices and different types of people to come together and remember who we really are. But first, that rainbow bridge between heaven and earth. I had gone to Aniwa Festival a couple years ago, and there was an elder from the Ashaninka tribe, and he was sharing this painting he did, and he was pointing out this one structure on it, and he said, this is a representation of the bridge between heaven and earth that travels along the waters, and as it does, it heals the waters and it heals humanity. And something about this just really resonated. And there's so much that I can't even get into right now because of when the Lahaina fires hit on 8/8 and the crazy dreams that I was having, and that painting working on me, and then me booking my flight to Brazil. And just I would say I've been a student of what it means to be a rainbow bridge since summer of 2023. And I've been exploring this and kind of peeling back the layers in my own DNA of what that means. And I still very much am. And so fast forward, it's like so many different pieces. Fast forward, I had just gotten back from Brazil, and I had written, of course, in my journal, like, I am the rainbow bridge. I'm a yes to that, whatever that means. Let's go. And it's just a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful recognition, and just a deepening into purpose. And so I'm making the macambo, and I mix it with the cacao, and I make a little formula, and I play around, and I'm praying, and boom, there's these crazy rainbow bubbles. And I've never seen these rainbow bubbles like this. Like, it was really, really, really strong, getting my attention. And I do believe now, because of my this one beautiful couple in the community named Rachel and Chris, they were telling me that when I sorry for TMI in this personal way, but I'm just going to be open. I went through a divorce however long ago. And when I went through that divorce, Chris and Rachel said that the rainbow bubbles came back into the cacao. There was something energetically that had shifted, whether it was me, the organization, where the rainbow bubbles like came back, or it came back stronger. And so since that moment, they shared that with me. I knew that these rainbow bubbles in the cacao are more than just like beautiful rainbow bubbles. Like, they are literally the spirit of cacao talking. These rainbow bubbles are like, they're like a tuning fork of our frequency. And so I became more intentional about not only just like sitting with cacao and praying with it, but like when I make it, you know, when we put it in a blender, I was like, oh, does that mess up the vibration? So I'd like play around with either not using a blender, or if I did, I would use chimes or a tuning fork or a sacred om or a mantra or intentions and put it back into the cacao. And I'm not kidding. Those rainbow bubbles would lift. It would like meet me vibrationally. So that was really cool. Then I made this macambo formula, and these bubbles were iridescent. They were what you would say the expression of the rainbow bridge. It was just so cool. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. And when it comes to sourcing anything in an ethical, sacred way, it's never fast. It's never fast. You can't just be like, let me just like go on the website and order some macambo today. It's like, we've got to find a farm that we resonate with, and we need to find that's like in some really good macambo and like high quality, and like the, you know, and start to build a relationship with this farm. Well, lo and behold, I was talking to Matt, and he told me that he had been doing that because I'd been mentioning it over the years, and that he had found this really good farm that he can directly source from. And he was like, you know, since you want to maybe run it with this chuncho that's a different fermentation, like I could maybe get this to you like next week. And I'm like, what? Since in what history is that possible? So sending love, but I also was like, I don't believe you, not because of anything about him, but I was just like, that's just not possible. Not kidding. It got here. It got here. And I was scared. I was like, have you guys ever had that experience where you're like creating something, birthing something, and you're like just gonna pull the plug, and you're like, what am I getting myself into? It's like I'm about to launch something it's just so sacred. And it's there's a kuleana, there's a responsibility when you say yes to bringing something like this out, you know. So it's like, am I really ready for this? And I just kept saying to the macambo, you speak, you lead. Pataxte, I'll let you lead, because cacao, she always did that, and she still does. She speaks, she leads, and sometimes it's really blissful and ecstatic. Sometimes it's super uncomfortable. So I knew I could trust this. So I cannot remember for the life of me, and maybe Lua, you do, what had me just know that this is the Rainbow Bridge edition. I don't know if it was the bubbles. I don't know that if it was just this transmission from the ceremony that was working and integrating. But it was just, it was like an obsession with the Rainbow Bridge. There was a ceremony I had as well, where I actually saw, and Lua was there, I saw all these children playing in the Garden of Eden. And there was this huge rainbow. And it said, you made a promise to the children of the future. It was the rainbow promise. You made a promise to them that they will be able to walk this earth safely, in freedom, in innocence, and in a way where they can truly emanate their light and their brilliance so freely, without any suppression or control or diversion. And it was like, oh my gosh, the Rainbow Bridge edition of KAKAO with the sacred Pataxte is literally going to help every single one of us in this community come into even more integrity with the rainbow promise, which is our promise to the future generations. Tammy Lewis saying, I don't think it was one moment. It's been millions in synchronicities and signs. Literally endless. We could write a book. 100%. One thing after the other. Oof. And so there, I mean, I'm going to bring us back into that. But in order for us to create a world where the children of the future are free to be their starlight, I mean, like literally to anchor the light that they're bringing from the stars without any interference or interference that wouldn't be optimal for their light to be shared. In order for us to do that, we have to do it first. And it's a little bit trickier with us because we're working against conditioning. We're working against societal stuff. We're working against matrix programming. We're working against the suppression. And we're going back in, clearing a lot of karma so that we can come into our highest destiny and say yes to being a rainbow bridge. We're doing some really, really amazing, but yet at times gritty work. And it's paving the way for us to be in integrity with the rainbow promise, which was a promise that every single person on this call, whether you feel a connection to children or not, has made in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's going to take place here on this version of our Mother Earth, or it's going to be the next expression of Gaia herself as we rise into different dimensions. So the Rainbow Bridge edition of KAKAO was born through the sacred union of the Pataxte and the KAKAO, so that it could begin to activate the very unique and specific gifts in every single one of us. This is what the macambo is saying it wants to help us with. And these gifts, it's very, very important that we're not trying to be or look like someone else. This is a time where we are, like one of my Hawaiian teachers says, coming back into our full, he would say alpha, because with no alpha, we don't have any omega. And if we don't have the beginning, we don't have an end. We don't have any completion. So we have to actually own, and we have to learn how to play our own instrument so that we can all become a harmonic orchestra. And what he would say, Keoni Hanalei would say, is that when we aren't in our alpha, which is our individual unique gift, and our unique expression, our instrument, the sound of my voice doesn't sound like yours, right? Our unique sound. Until we do that, it's going to sound a little like off, like out of tune. When you're walking around, it's like, this doesn't sound good. So we want to create an orchestral, harmonic, rhythmic, beautiful experience for these star beings, these other children to come through. And we, in the meantime, are getting this beautiful gift and blessing from the KAKAO and from the macambo, making it extra delicious, extra sweet and creamy for us to go through this process. I mean, how much better can it get? And guys, like, I have just gone through such a big heart opening. Like my heart had to reopen, and it just did. Not because I fell in love with somebody, not because I was like swept off my feet by like some dude, no. Not because any circumstances changed in my life. Nothing changed. The only thing that happened was that life occurred, and there were things that had me begin to build some, I would say, layers or come into an energy of disenchantment. Like I was disenchanted with the world. I was disenchanted with humanity. I was disenchanted with certain things, and I couldn't find you know, who you're looking at right now, and you know how you can feel my passion, and you can tell I'm enchanted by the Rainbow Promise. I'm enchanted by the macambo. I'm enchanted by being here with you all. I couldn't find that within myself, and I was like, what is wrong? Nothing was wrong. It's that I just needed to, for some reason, experience what it was like to contract, to then expand and reblossom. It's like a remembering that, hey, this is a part of the process of being human. We contract and then we reopen. And we can always trust that there will be grace that will show up in our path to help us reopen. This macambo, this Pataxte, it has been a part of my process in the reopening, as well as my beautiful beloved kitty, Mo. She transitioned on Mother's Day this year. So just, what is it, 2 weeks ago, she went through this transition. And I do want to pause to make sure I share this story, because this was all taking place as the macambo Pataxte blend was coming to life. On Mother's Day of 2019, I moved to Kulike Road in Maui. And Kulike means to stand tall. It's all about the rising. And that's actually the season we're in right now. We're in Ku season. We're in the season of rising. So I moved to this road on Mother's Day, 2019. And within a few days of showing up, Mo found me on the property. And as much as I resisted taking her in as mine, because I was scared to fall in love to then only lose her, the resistance could not be held, and I fell in love. And so quickly too. And we have had this beautiful synchronistic divine dance together leading up to 6 years after that. On Mother's Day 2025, she passed on Mother's Day unexpectedly. I don't mean I wasn't expecting her to go sometime soon. She was probably 20 years old, but it's not like I didn't know that on Mother's Day I was going to find her laying there lifeless on the property. All morning, I was meant to be somewhere else. I had different plans, but my body was like, no, I want to stay here and I want to chant. And I wanted to do this ku chant that I've been practicing for over a year, and it's very hard and it hadn't landed yet. And I really wanted to present this to the Yawanawa. I really wanted to present this to Chief Matsini and Hushahu. And I really knew there are some ancestors in Hawaii that want to communicate to the Yawanawa, and I want to be that bridge between them. And I want to be the messenger to bring this message in this ku chant to them. And I was very committed. And so on this day of Mother's Day, I was standing there right outside, and I did some inside, some outside, but my windows were open, of chanting for hours. And I kept saying, I wanted to get to a space where I disappear and the ancestors come through. It was so crazy. It clicked that day. It just started coming. It finally landed. I could feel it. I could sense the ancestors. Lo and behold, Mo was literally on the other side of the water tank, probably 12 feet away from me, in her transition as I was chanting all morning. I had no idea she was on the other side. And she was making that transition while hearing my voice. And she was not only that, but the ancestors were calling her home. They were celebrating the passing of an elder, because that is what she was and is. And isn't it crazy? Like, our bodies, we think we're supposed to go do this other thing that morning, but the body says, no, you're going to stay here. And we just trust it. This is also a gift and a message from the Rainbow Bridge edition, the macambo, the Pataxte, this sacred masculine saying, trust yourself, trust your alpha. Because when you trust your alpha, then we have the omega, and then we have these sacred completions, like we got to see with Mo. Burying her that day was extremely excruciating. I've never experienced so much grief in my life. I was wailing. And within a few hours after I take a shower and I'm starting to come down, and I'm saying out loud to whoever created this whole place, that was really intense. Like, I was literally showering. I was saying, brah, I don't know that was so intense. Like, being human is so intense. I've never given birth before to a child in this life. But like, I imagine that grief and loss of a loved one is like just as is more intense, actually, because it's beyond a sensation. It's something you can't change or fix. You can't come back from, you know. And I knew as I was saying that out loud, because in the space that I had seen the Rainbow Promise, I had heard, we came here to feel, we came here to experience this grief. Why? To know love, to deepen into love even more, to know true love for ourselves, for each other, for all, and to transcend duality and always be able to come back to love. So we manifest these different experiences of, you know, good, bad, dark, light, high, low. Everything that's happening out in the world, it's all this play. It's all a divine play that the creator, which is so mysterious, like mysteriously weaving, so that each of you and I can know love even more. And so often we're judging it all because it just doesn't feel good, or it just sits with us wrong, or we hate it, or it makes us angry. But always, always, always the opportunities to know more love. The amount of synchronicities that showed up after that with Mo are just so special to me. And it gave me a faith in the creator that I've truly never had before. I've had faith in the universe that things always work out. I've had enough faith to take leaps of faith, like bold risks, take risks, things like that, because it does always work out. Even when it feels or tastes shitty in the moment, you can look back in hindsight and be like, I see why that had to go that way. But if you use the word creator, I couldn't be like, yeah, like I really know that the creator, like I couldn't really know the creator, if that makes sense, until Mo passed. That night, I got on the phone with my beautiful friend Lisa, also known as Leela, and she was sharing, hey, like, dance, start dancing. And I'm like, I'm literally sobbing. Like, the last thing I think I would do is dance right now. But I did. I got a playlist of hers and I started dancing. And what it did was it started to bring me into a higher vibrational place to where I could actually connect with Mo's spirit. And I wasn't intending that. I was not, because I didn't want this to be something that I just made up in my mind. All I know is that I started dancing and everything started slowing down. And I started seeing all the things that had to happen in order for Mo and I to know each other in this lifetime again, and for us to weave and all the different adventures we've been on, and the lessons and the growth and the heartache and the love. And I was coming into so much gratitude. My grief within 4 to 6 hours was transmuting into gratitude. Like bliss gratitude. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta write the guys right now. And by the guys, I'm talking about you. I was like, I gotta write them. So I'm like, I gotta post them with them. I gotta tell them about this. Like, this is so crazy. And so I'm like writing. And then boom, I'm like, guys, like, I'm like so sad, but like for some reason, I'm about to like type, I'm excited. And no kidding, I see this vision of Mo. She's literally already a warrior angel. She has like this gold with her. And she's like, you better get excited. You better be excited right now, because what's about to unfold and happen in your life is so beyond your wildest dreams. And I would not miss it for a million years. She was like, Mama, I have been resting. And I'm rested now. And now I'm going to be a warrior angel alongside you with all the things, assignments that you're going to be given right now from here on. I'm going to be there with you. I'm going to be in that room and I'm going to witness it. And I'm going to be your angel. I'm going to be your guide. And I was just like, I'm writing this to you guys. I'm like, oh my God, guys, like I literally just heard her talk to me right now. And I'm not kidding. Like, I'm not making this up. Like I was just in the garden burying her, bawling and freaking out. And now I'm like very, very present that she is here, but she's huge. And then Lua sent me this is like right after I write this to you guys and I post it. Lua sends me the moon that she was painting during the transition. Because when this happened, I texted my girls and I was like, Mo's gone. And so Lua calls me and she's like, I'm going to start painting. So she immediately starts painting. And so she sends me a photo. And I looked down after I messaged you all about, guys, Mo is literally already transitioned to spirit form. Like this is real. And look, there's a little angel. This is her wings. And you probably can't see it because it's reversed, but this is a butterfly. These red wings, and I had just buried her in the butterfly garden. So this is the butterfly. Now you can't see it very good right now, but this is literally the bay down by my house that I go to where my sacred innocence is. This is where I go to connect with my inner child. I don't bring anyone to this spot unless you're really, really trustworthy. Like my inner child, it lives here. So it's very sacred to me. So there's this bay and there's the black sand, the black rocks of this bay, and then the foam of the ocean water, the gold that I had just seen in my vision, that she's this warrior angel, and then the black representing the void, representing her returning home to the void. And she's just there. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so real. So why am I talking about this with macambo and Pataxte? Because this is all happening as we're in production. We're now stone grinding Pataxte. And we're like, literally the team's on it. They're like freaking out that like, they're like, this is like, they've worked with so much cacao over the years, and they've never worked never seen someone do this kind of thing of mixing the cacao and the Pataxte, and they were just like, this is so amazing. They're freaking out, and this is all unfolding at the same time. And it hit me, and my heart opened all the way again, more than it ever had, because it was like, oh wow, the creator is literally pulling strings, and sometimes it hurts and sometimes it feels good. Sometimes it's harsh and sometimes it's full of grace. But those strings are always to get us to these moments like this, where we know love. And so my faith is so much more strengthened now. And this is also and I didn't know I was going to share this today. So I really trust that the macambo and the Pataxte wants me to. Like this is another code in this medicine, is anchoring in our faith in the creator. So I've been putting it to the test, like the silliest things. Like I get to the airport and they're like, they change my seat number. Like it's just silly little things. They're just like, they just keep changing my seat number. And I want to be like, normally I'd be like, hey guys, like, why do you keep changing my seat number? What's going on? Like, I wanted to sit out the window. And I was like, hold up. No, the creator is pulling the strings. The creator is going to put me exactly where the creator wants me on this plane. And I'm going to let go of control. Little things like that. And then, of course, the conversations that unfold on the plane, the things that happen, like it's always working out for us. So, thank you to the sacred Pataxte. Even when I say those words, I feel Father energy. I hear Father energy. And exactly as I just said that, the sun literally peeked through the window of this hotel. Like the hotel across from me is a window, and the sun just went straight into the center as I said that, which we all know that the sun is the representative of, like Father, Son. So this macambo is just going to be bringing such a strength to the softness of our hearts, the beauty of our open hearts that the cacao so beautifully brings us into. Let me come back to my notes here a little bit. So I created a Rainbow Bridge manifesto that is a statement that I've decided we're putting it onto a Rainbow Bridge moon, which I'm going to share about here in a minute, so that you all can be supported by additional rainbow codes alongside the macambo. So actually just let me, I need to like expand on that. Give me a second. I do just want to take a moment in honor that like I haven't seen you all and spoken to you all since last October. And I can imagine that it's been quite a wild ride, that there's been things happening since then. You know, whether it's loss, grief, health issues, you know, stuff going on with work, job, purpose, money, relationships. How many retrogrades did we just have? It's been a lot. And I just want to say, like, I've been there with you and you've been here with me. And even though we haven't been connecting in this way, like I've just so still felt the connection. And you guys have done such a graceful job at honoring that telepathic connection. And so before I continue with any other information about Pataxte, macambo, and what I was going to share with that, is I would like to hear from you. Is there anyone that wants to like be a speaker for a few of you that want to be a speaker for all of us? Here's the question, and I don't want you to answer from your mind. I want you to answer from your heart, because I need to know the truth. Like, I really want to know the true answer. What do you feel and know would be the most supportive to you in this time from me and from KAKAO as an organization? And do you want to come back to Zoom and have a presence here in community with me and with each other? And I want to know the absolute truth based on what you've learned in the last however many months since October, of us not having these checkpoints, not having regular ceremonies, not having a monthly edition. I think it was really good to have a pause and have a moment, and we can continue that. But I want to hear from you, from a couple of people that are going to like represent the voice of the community. If you could just raise your hand down at the bottom, click raise hand. There's not a wrong answer. I just want to know what your answer is. And if you don't know, that's totally okay. Yeah. Madeline. Hi, gorgeous.
Hi, love. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. It's an honor to be here in this time and space and to share this moment live. Oh, just, well, honoring you for all that's coming through and to speak into these prompts of and the invite to one, would it serve and does it feel resonant to be in these spaces live with the blessings and like bridging this, right? Well, being the rainbow bridge and you being the beacon and the facilitator, the channel, inviting us into that. In my heart of hearts, it's a yes all the way to share this space. Like, yes, yes, yes. As long as it's in alignment, of course, energetically. And I think it's so important and vital that we are connecting through space and time. And as much as we are always in the quantum, in the telepathic realms, there's nothing quite like the medicine of our tribe, our soul family coming together. So it's a yes all the way to be the light and share. And yeah, and how KAKAO is serving in this time for me personally is just the initiation into motherhood. And like mothering my, not a physical baby, yet. But yeah, just it's so timely, and I'll conserve and speak into that when it's time. But just so grateful and love you so dearly.
So beautifully said. Thank you, love. Thank you so much for that. Super helpful. Mwah. And oh my gosh, like I just love the mamas. Like we all, so many of us women tap into mother archetype, whether we're mothers or not, but just like how much KAKAO supports motherhood and so like it's just and supports mothers. It's just it blows me away when I hear that most people that I hear from that like work with KAKAO so much, they are mothers, and it's like it's their sacred pause. So it's just so beautiful. Okay, so let's come, Ruta. I'm gonna go to you. Hi, love. No, I cannot hear you, but I love your
My
smile.
headphone.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Sorry, I can't stop crying.
Mm.
First, when you invited macambo, right? I felt very touched. And then Mo, I wanted to message you when I saw that message, and of course, just share this synchronicity quick. You know, I had my baby Zeus that I had such a deep connection that I felt I could not explain to anybody till I now I know, you know. And I said goodbye to him last year. And he was also tuxedo, long hair cat.
Wow.
And literally the day before you sent that message, he like came to my mind. And that day I was drinking cacao and he was so present. And then I started reading your message. I'm like, I can't even. And this is like some, I guess, grief.
Is she frozen for you guys? Is everybody frozen?
To more meetings, I would definitely say yes. Maybe not necessarily you would have. Is Mackenzie gone?
I'm back.
She, oh, um, okay. So to more meetings, I would so love, I so missed your voice, your face live, your energy, your transmissions, your wisdom. I don't think it has to be like strictly once a month, right? Because you'll be traveling and stuff, but as often as it feels not pushing it, but feels natural to you, I would say, you know? And especially now as we have so much to learn and deeper connection to establish. And for me lately, cacao, almost daily too, in the afternoon, is kind of like I'm realizing the healing phase that it used to happen before is for healing. And now is just for coming back to presence and get spun out of these vortexes of need to do, have to do, or like thoughts, you know, like I'm behind. No, allowing the time to catch up with me and miracles and messages.
Yes.
So I think I will. Oh, just a fun fact. I don't know that if you noticed, but I feel like all the most potent medicines have the rainbow bubbles, like maca powder and ceremonial matcha, and maybe even honey if it's I don't, but at least those two for sure, which I found very fascinating as well.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you for you and everyone.
thank you so much, love, for sharing your heart and your innocence and your beauty and just your love for Zeus and life and just all of it. And like I love what you said of not trying to tell yourself that you're not somewhere that you need to go faster, because it's thinking like that's like saying to the creator, like the creator needs to go faster. and knowing that like the creator is going to express through you exactly what it wants to express to you in any given moment. And that can be the prayer. That can be the prayer for all of us. And you guys have heard me talk about this for years, of the quickest way to have the life of your dreams is to just say, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And with who? And when? And then not only ask the question, but hear it and listen to the answer, and then take action on the answer that you hear. And then you know the creator's flowing through you. That is the rainbow bridge. Precisely. The rainbow bridge flows along the water. Also, the rainbow bridge, the vessel that is the rainbow bridge, is fully activated in the 5th dimension, which is this, our throats. So in order for the rainbow bridge to move along that water, it has to be emanating its song, its sacred vibration, its sound. That's what creates the movement. So the voice, the throat chakra, the healed and healthy throat chakra, which is from here, from the open heart, must be activated. So did you know that if there was a moment in an airport, I missed my flight, and that in the moment that I did that, this girl asked me, why did I miss my flight? If I would have defaulted to my normal pattern, which would have been shy, don't talk much, don't take up space, don't share what I'm up to, be humble, stay small, stay quiet. If I wouldn't have done that in 2016, if I wouldn't have spoken that one sentence that I did, I wouldn't know you and 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 you. That one decision to speak gave me every person I have. That one decision to say, actually, here's why I missed my flight. I'm on this mission right now. And here's my vision. And here's what I'm looking to do. And here's what I'm missing. And here are the things that I need. And here's what I just did. And here's where I'm going. And here's who I need. And here's what here's my prayer. And I just shared. And then she's like, oh, awesome. I was looking for you. I was really looking for someone like you that needs that. And I was like, what are you talking about? No, there's no way. She was not lying. She called me a week later and she answered the prayer. That one person not only is one of my best friends, but she connected me to all of my best friends. She connected me to every person in every situation that got me to you. Every single one of you on this call. Literally, I would not know you. So here's why I'm sharing this. If you really want to be a rainbow bridge, because it sounds nice, it sounds like, yeah, I'm a rainbow bridge. You want to be a rainbow bridge? You want to be the rainbow bridge? You have to talk. Just say something. Tell everyone, what do you love? What do you like? What are you passionate about today? What are you noticing? What are you grateful for? Say something. Let people see you. Let people see how crazy you are. Oh my gosh. I loved the movie Wicked. This is like, I get to see like movies because I go on flights. And sometimes if I can't sleep, I'm like, what movies are out these days? So I like got to watch Moana 2 a few like times ago. That was life-changing. I literally got the tattoo, like if you didn't know. And then this time I'm like sitting there, I can't sleep, and I see this guy watching a movie. There's like a green bean. I'm like, what is that guy watching? It's like green witch looking thing. Like I'm so removed. I didn't even know that it was Wicked. So I was like, I'm gonna look at what that is because something's drawing me to that. And I go and I find it, I'm like, Wicked. Oh yeah, a lot of people were talking about that movie. So I watch it, I'm bawling. All the music, it's a musical, could not be more of my favorite thing. And all the codes and the symbolism, because there always are if you're looking. What I loved is that every single person in that movie is so weird and they're weirdly owning it. And it's just like the charisma that emanates from someone when they're so in their weirdness. This is what I recognize in all of my teachers, is that they're so in their unique weirdness and they don't hold it back. They let us see it. They let us learn from it. It's like me here. This is weird, guys. I'm in a hotel room drinking this cacao out of a glass. And my mind is like, what are you doing? Just stop, be normal. But we'd be missing this moment together. So did I drill it in yet? The sun is so beautiful. Did I drill it in that if you want to be a rainbow bridge, speak. Let yourself be heard. Okay. I would love to hear from Christy next to share the answers. Sorry, to share the answers to these questions on my heart.
Right, I've worked out now how to use my buttons on my phone. So lovely to see you and connect in here with you. Just as the sun rose for you, it rose for me as well. And so I'm covered in the light of the sun here in Auckland in New Zealand this morning. So beautiful to see you. So yeah, I've been feeling that call as well of listening to the flow. So while awaiting for all of the cacao to land here in New Zealand for us, there have been these moments of no cacao, and it's like she's just calling to say you just drop into that void and that space between what is to be felt here, what is in this space, and so I'm feeling, for me, with these calls and these connections, it's all about the flow. Like there are no rules, there is no rigidity, there is just simply that landing in the space of knowing when it's time to all come together, to show up, to be, in coherence together. Because I know in that big moment in the passing of Mo, and there's so much emotion that sits on my heart, I feel it all with you, but I couldn't put any words to you because it was this really leaning into that connection that we all have in the ethers, that sometimes we don't need these words in these void spaces in these moments, but to connect with our hearts and our feelings. So I guess for me, there's been a lot of contraction too, of feeling that contraction because there's about to be this massive expansion. So I'm starting to feel that as well. And when you spoke into the beautiful painting from Lua and the angel wings and that expansion, there is such expansion coming, and it does involve all of our voices, our throats, our wombs, and that's speaking forth our medicine and our hearts that comes through. So yeah, blessings. This morning I woke up and here we all are.
Love that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, love. Beautiful, beautiful. And I just love how you remind us, like, sometimes the throat chakra, being in a healthy space, also knows when not to speak. It's so true, because oftentimes we're giving our word to things that actually are just fluff, or things that actually it's just not needed, or it would be richer to not say it. This is just as important when we're talking about the fifth dimension. To be able to transcend time and space and in vocabulary and language, we're able to communicate telepathically just as much. So I love that you brought that back, of how it's important to be balanced so you can actually access the depths of your hearts. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. So honoring you, sister. So I'm going to pause here because you pause with taking shares, because you gave a perfect entryway into the artwork you were talking about. So I would love to share about these rainbow moons. So some of you know that my bestie Lua here aka Tammy, she creates what you probably used to know as an altar moon, because this is like a sacred piece that you can put on your altar, and you can utilize it as I mean, for me, what I utilize it as is a tool of activation. It activates my third eye, it activates my crown chakra, and it really opens me up in ways that I can't even put language to, in ways I don't fully even understand. There's something that Lua is channeling, and she always talks about the rainbow codes that she's channeling, and it really feels like in alignment with the macambo, because to me it feels like this Rainbow Bridge edition, it's a transmission from the stars, and that is exactly what her artwork is. So babe, you're gonna have to remind me like how you decided to create their first like Rainbow Bridge moon, which by the way, she's gone through rebrands. Her altar moons are now just called rainbow moons, but they're still for your altar, you know, they're still for your life. But essentially she started painting these Rainbow Bridge moons, and every single time they were coming out different. Like she literally has some already a few different versions, and I'm just like, my eyes would like light up and just get so wide. I mean, the one that she created during the Rainbow Promise transmission, that while she was back on Maui, it's also crazy. Like we got to have macambo together for the first time when she was on Maui, and then while we're in macambo production, she was on Maui, and we're like activating this whole thing together. We ended up deciding, or something decided, that we were going to dovetail and collaborate, and we essentially co-birthed the Rainbow Bridge edition. So when you see these stickers on the bag and you see like all the colors, this is literally Lua's artwork, and this is the artwork from these benevolent beings, whether you want to call them the Pleiadians or these different star beings, and there's such connection to ancient Mu, which really, by the way, is less of a place, it's more of a frequency. It's the frequency of love. This is what's coming through her art. And so, of course, to me, the Rainbow Bridge edition of KAKAO with the macambo Pataxte doesn't exist without these rainbow moons. So we're going to announce something here in a moment, but essentially the Rainbow Bridge manifesto I was telling you about that I channeled, it's on the back of these rainbow moons. So when you go to Lua's page, and I can, if she can drop the link, that'd be great. When you go to her page, you can actually order a Rainbow Bridge moon, and she is going to make this custom for you. It's not a print, never one is the same. It's going to come through for your specific soul and how like your soul wants to emanate as a Rainbow Bridge. And then on the back of it will be the Rainbow Bridge manifesto that you can state out loud, especially before drinking your macambo. And also, by the way, I am speaking to the USA. Thank you all globally for your patience with me, as like launches in other countries is a whole situation. But, you know, just like your presence here still means the world. And if you want to experience the Rainbow Bridge moon, you still can. You can totally order it on her website. It's just a little bit extra shipping, obviously, for international. So with all of that said, I want to pause before I continue. And Lua, see if you have anything to share about the Rainbow Bridge edition, about the moons, and anything that like was coming through for you in terms of what the Rainbow Bridge means, what these rainbow, like why you decided to even make this in the first place. Just like, yeah, go for it.
Wow. Hi, everyone. I'm so emotional just by everyone's shares and what Luana was just sharing about. If you want to be the Rainbow Bridge, you have to use your voice. And some of you may or may not know or have heard me share over the years that my voice has always been something that has been a challenge for me. And these in my art they are rainbow codes. There are transmissions that lie beyond words, but I know how important it is to use my voice and to share what these codes are. And I am finally like I'm seeing this now. I'm like, as she's sharing this, I'm like, I can't believe how much this is cracking me open in this very moment, like right now. And I feel like I could go on and on. There's so much. And like I said in that message, like there's been so many synchronicities, and synchronicities are everything. They're everything. I trust every single synchronicity that comes into my life. But the first Rainbow Bridge moon that I painted was for me. And I haven't even shared this really publicly yet, but I I left a job in April that I was at for a few years that was consuming all of my energy. And basically, in conversations with Luana and some other sisters, like I stepped onto the Rainbow Bridge. I became the Rainbow Bridge by saying yes to my dharma, to my genius, to what I am here I'm like shaking, to share and to be of service. And it's the scariest thing ever, and it's so incredibly beautiful. And so the very first rainbow moon that I painted, Rainbow Bridge moon that I painted, was in honor of me taking that step onto the Rainbow Bridge. Is this one? This is moon. Oh, I don't know if you'll be able to see it because, oh yeah, maybe a little bit. And it was, and then later we find out it was, I didn't know Luana was announcing the Rainbow Bridge, the Forever Rainbow Bridge edition of KAKAO. And then I got online, and it was basically while I was painting that moon, she announced the Forever edition of the Rainbow Bridge. So anyway, again, so many synchronicities, and then I was just like, oh, that has to become a regular like just offering of the rainbow moons, the Rainbow Bridge moon. So yeah.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
It's just like crazy. I'm so glad YouTube bailed on us today. You know, like this was all meant to happen. So like we couldn't not have you share that, because I know what you just shared is activating so much in everybody else, and on the recording, that people that are going to watch the recording and think about, wow, like is there a rescue mission that needs to happen to like pull me out of the things that are not in alignment for me anymore, so that I can actually step onto this Rainbow Bridge and like step fully into my dharma. So the Rainbow Bridge moons, they help us activate our mission as a bridge between heaven and earth. So we're going to link to this page so that you can get your own. Guys, this is forever. So this is what's so cool. I didn't remember that Lua had done that, painted this moon for herself, you know. This is your gift to you. She went first, and now you're going to do it. If you want to like follow in those footsteps to make that commitment and claim that and say, I'm ready. That's what this represents. Is when you receive that, and I put them right in front of my computer, and I have some on my altars. Like these are always there, activating me, reminding me, and it's an original piece, so it's really sacred. Like I said, we'll have the manifesto on the back, and this is in honor of the macambo and the Pataxte. So with that, we wanted to announce a giveaway. So these are 6x6, and this is what you'll get. You can order actually the 6x6 or the 10x10, the one that, you know, these larger ones if you would like, on her website. But essentially, for anyone that orders the macambo Pataxte Rainbow Bridge edition of KAKAO between now and the end of the month, and the reason why I'm saying end of the month is because there's a little bit of a delay. There's going to be a little bit of delay of shipping out your orders. So let me pause for a second so you guys know logistics. After we get this call, I'm going to make the product active. So if you want to order some, you can, but it's not going to ship out for a few days. So anyone that orders that between now and the end of the month is going to be put into a drawing, and there's going to be a winner of their own rainbow bridge 6x6. I mean 10x10. She corrected me. 10x10. Actually, let me pick a different date. Thanks for like, I have to activate my mind now. I don't want to, I'm just gonna like stay in the fields with you guys. One sec. I want to make this better so that okay, so between now and the 28th. Okay, so if you order between now and the 28th, you'll be put into a contest. A drawing, a giveaway. I've never done this before. I've never done any sort of giveaway like this before. So you'll be entered into the drawing, and then the winner will receive a 10x10. But in the meantime, you can, whenever you're called Win and If, you can order your own Rainbow Bridge Moon on her website. So I just wanted to share that. I'm so excited about it. It's like been a huge part of activating this for me and for you all. So grateful to be in wing to wing with you, my love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So just to like kind of recap that, give yourself permission to be pulled out of the things that are just no longer in alignment for you, so that you can just kind of get on that path and go. It does require that leap of faith, but this is what brings us closer to love. This is what gives us faith in the Creator, is when we take the leap and then the things happen and it works out. And I don't mean it works out like it goes perfectly according to our mind. It goes perfectly according to the Creator, based on what lessons we need to learn and things we need to experience. And it doesn't have to be hard. It can just be, it is what it is. It's life, which is all of it. It's always pointing to more love. Okay, I want to come back to this macambo Pataxte. So I created 2 new blends. And these 2 products, one of them is just cacao and macambo. And one of them is essentially a little bit modified version of the signature blend that you all are used to, but we added macambo to it. So with that said, because macambo is super creamy, and I'm going to make a couple recommendations like how to make this. When you make your macambo, first of all, you want to use less water than you normally would, because it'll be too watery if you use 8 ounces of water. So I put those instructions, that you'll get instructions in your delivery. But just a note, like use less water to make it better. And because of that macambo being kind of extra creamy, I was able to take the panela content down even more. So it's a super small amount of panela. We took the chili down by half. So it's not super spicy. It's just like this beautiful, beautiful blend. So if you love this signature blend and you want to start to experience the energy and essence of macambo Pataxte, then you can just order the Pataxte blend, and that's going to have the cacao chuncho in it. And you probably want to do a little bit more, so like 5 to 6 tablespoons to 8 ounces of hot water. But if you are someone that doesn't like any sweetener, or you like to use your own like honey or maple syrup, you like to add your own things, that's where you'll get the Pataxte Pure. But even though it says Pataxte Pure, it's not just only Pataxte, it's Pataxte and chuncho. So it's going to be both. And it's kind of fun to play with both, because in the Pataxte Pure, you can kind of really, really get present to the Pataxte even more. And eventually we might add just like pure Pataxte for you to try. But it's just really, really good, and I feel like meant to go with the cacao. So what they do with the Pataxte, just like they do the cacao beans, is they make it offerings to the fire. So always, and this is what the manifesto says, making sure you're extra intentional with the macambo. If you really want to experience the sacred, ancestral, ancient wisdom of this plant, share your prayers, share your offerings. And maybe there's your own sound or toning or chant that wants to come through before you take those sips. So with cacao, you all have heard that it's really high in like polyphenols and these other compounds that are just really, really amazing for our brain and for so many things. the macambo has different polyphenols, different compounds that actually complement those that are in cacao. So that's really fun. It just further points to why this is such a good union. And let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to share about this Pataxte. So it's coming, where is it coming from? It's coming from the San Martin region of Peru. And like I said before, this has been revered in different traditions, even especially the Mayan tradition, using this and the Theobroma cacao to make offerings to the fire, to pray, and to continue and to consume it as a sacred beverage. So as I mentioned, it is a superfood. It's very high in antioxidants, and there is some research that you can actually look this up. They reported, this is crazy, they reported the ORAC value of macambo seeds came in at 24,300, which is about 300% higher than maca. Speaking of maca, I love maca mixed with macambo. I feel like they go together, which is one reason why I'm doing a little offering and promotion on maca right now on the USA store. It's like crazy that I'm doing this, but it's just till the end of May. 24% off of maca powder, which is heirloom. You can't find that anywhere else. And the Arhuaco cacao from Colombia, as we're in this huge heart opening. And that's, like I said, the USA only, with the code AMOR, AMOR 24. If you need more information, just message me. Okay, flavonoids. When it comes to phenolic acids, cacao has more caffeic acid, but macambo has over 2 times the amount of, I don't know these words, but anisic acid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 6 other of these phenolic acids, or sorry, polyphenols. Thank you so much. Like, science is not my thing, but we're trying. But it's saying that it has like 3 times that of cacao for one of them, 4 times of another type of acid, 23% of another one, and 134 times the synapic acid. But if you've done any research on like polyphenols and why these are so amazing for us, you'll know that this is like a big deal. So make sure you go check that out. You can definitely look up that research. So what I'm kind of pointing to is pure synergy. The cacao and the macambo is pure synergy. They just complement each other. It's like they were made to go together. So I'm going to want to see photos of your rainbow bubbles, your rainbow bridge bubbles. And please always like send those along or share it any way you can, or send them through the ethers. And I know that you're going to experience that in many different ways, the magic that is this plant. And so what I'm planning on doing is when I get back from the forest is we'll come back together, and I'm going to want to hear, what is the macambo mean? What does it mean to you? What has Pataxte shown you, taught you? We've done this before with cacao. We've done this before with ava, and now we're going to do it with macambo. Okay, so to close us out, reiterating that the core intention of the Rainbow Bridge edition of cacao is for us to be a yes to our sacred calling. And I also wanted to share that my current prayer for cacao and with this community is that this medicine, I wrote down this prayer, may this medicine support you in opening your heart to life, to aliveness, to trusting, to faith, to your creativity, and to what you're truly passionate about, to loving again and again and again, to being enamored and in wonder, and above all, to see the world through the eyes of a child. It's 5:55 here. Just as I finished that, that is my prayer. My prayer with cacao, my prayer with this macambo, and my prayer for this community. Okay, with all that said, I would like to see if Bradley would like to still share to close us out. If you have any parting words, no pressure, but your hand's raised, so I want to call on you.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. I raised my hand there.
All good. Perfect.
Well, I'll just start by answering the first question. And I think everybody on this call would be, a resounding yes to keeping these going. Um, and the glitch with the YouTube video and that not working where we couldn't actually see each other and commune like this, I think is the biggest sign that this is definitely a yes, that we keep this going here. And just for me on a personal note, like when you announced that we were going to be doing the call here, um, yeah, I mean, I was just like, I lit up and I've been looking forward to this for so long. So yes, 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 yes. And then also with you urging us to, with the Rainbow Bridge to speak more, that's really why I raised my hand there. It sounds so weird, like to say this, and I thought that this for so long, when Mo passed, and all of this was happening with the Rainbow Bridge. I mean, I'm sure like many of you know that when our beloved pets pass, that they are thought to cross the Rainbow Bridge, into the next life. That's for at least for me, like a common like I don't know, does anybody else know that? But yeah, so it's very common. If you don't know, look it up. I think there's like poetry around it. There's, all of that, but they're literally, I mean, that's a thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so well, I'm glad I said it because I felt like I was almost like, should I say it? It sounds so cliche, it sounds so corny, it sounds, but when, yeah, I mean, I've just been thinking about it so much and just, yeah, that's just another like synchronicity as far as I'm concerned with Mo's passing and, her going to the other side, literally crossing like this rainbow bridge that has been a part of tradition for I don't know how long for a lot of pet owners, especially the pet owners that are truly connected to their animals. It's just yeah, it's just common. But anyway, that's just another synchronicity that I just couldn't help, not saying anything about anymore. So
Wow.
anyway, yeah, and so and so I'm so excited to try this. I'm going to order one of each, the signature blend and the pure, and some maca. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah. And yeah, and just want to send you so much love, Luana, as you prepare to go into the jungle again. I was honored to be there with you the last time, not that long ago. And I'm so excited about what's unfolding. I literally I cannot even imagine, but I'm holding visions of love unfolding in ways that you've never experienced before there. So I
Aww.
love you, my beautiful sister. I love all of you.
Oh, I love you, brother. Aloha Vauia Oi. Oh my gosh. Wow. This was so meant to be like on Zoom, huh? Like you sharing that that's like a thing. First of all, I had no idea. I will be searching now. And you all, like so many of you are like nodding your heads, like what? I had no idea. So thank you. That was obviously so meant to be. I needed to hear that. And just how, yeah, synchronistic that you're sharing, like one of the last to share, like as I'm going into the forest, you guys, like Bradley warriored up to come to the Brazilian Amazon rainforest. When was this? In end of February. And it's just such a huge thing to say yes to, just to be in the forest for a week. And he was there while that whole, chant was happening, and the Rainbow Bridge like calling invitation was coming there for me, like that prayer. He was right there. And so, when I was there, I had all these other plans for this year, as we do. And while I was there, it was like, oh no, you're coming back in 2 months and you're going to stay for a while. And I remember, Bradley, you being the first person I told, and you were just in tears. Like you were so supportive. And it was like, I needed that permission from you, because it's like, you, to me, in that, especially in that moment, is like represent our community, like the voice of the community of saying like, this is important. I don't know why, you don't know why, but I'm giving you that blessing. And it's so special to have you here right now as I'm sitting here in Brazil. And I just adore you, love you so much. And I love you all. Just so, so, so grateful. I want to honor everybody's time. And honestly, I also want to honor if anyone else wants to share. So for those of you that need to close out and press that end button, don't hesitate. Nothing personal. But if there's anyone that does want to share anything else, I'm here for it. This is my Saturday night here with you guys, and I'm down to milk it a little bit because it's going to be a second before I see you again. And we do have Starlink when in the forest, crazy enough, but it's really hit or miss, and it's not really encouraged. So I have just the most epic dream team and volunteers and soul family and my different partners in business that are stepping up to ensure that everything is taken care of while I'm gone. And I'll be tapping in, every now and then, but thankfully I've created some really, really good systems and processes leading up to this moment, and finished all but the Arhuaco import. And someone reminded me, hey, when you're in those spreadsheets and we're doing these imports, this is it's a ritual. And it really landed. It's, of course, it absolutely is a ritual. So I will be prioritizing that Arhuaco import, but it's really cool because all of the imports from this season are coming in while we're finishing up the Rainbow Bridge edition. So it's just all inside of this frequency. And girl, oh my gosh, so good to see you. And I remember when you posted a comment recently where you said you and Mo, my cat, have traded on and off of being each other's mother and daughter in lifetimes. Didn't you say that?
Yeah, something like that.
It was like, how did she know that?
I mean, I feel like you just both are each other's mother and daughter, and you're taking turns saving each other's lives. So
saving lives. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's always been so special, and I love cats. So I can appreciate how much you love her and the beautiful energy she brings. My boyfriend will be like, your cat just knows human emotion. Like, how does she know when I'm sad or angry, or she just will sit beside us when we're in an argument? I'm like, they know. They're so powerful. I've had dogs, I've had cats, but I don't know, maybe it's just who I am, but my cat she always knows. But Mackenzie, I wanted to just reflect to you. I've been listening to this call in a walk, and I'm like, something's different about Mackenzie. Something's different about Mackenzie. There's something different here. And I think it might be your masculine energy, like really landing on this call. And I feel like for a really long time, I've seen you lead through your feminine and just bringing these transmissions, and they're messy, and you're sharing with us, and this, what you've brought to us on this call, at least the way I'm interpreting it, is just your masculine. And I just wanted to say what a joy it is to experience it. It feels like it's been a while. And this is obviously, I don't think you'd interpret it this way. I knock on the feminine, like, I'm obsessed with your feminine energy and how you bring it forward. But it's just been such a joy to have you leading us with your masculine. And I wanted to share that with you because it's just, I'm like, what is it? What's different? I can't figure it out. And then it just hit me. And I was like, wow, like, she's really leading from a different place right now. And yeah, it's been so amazing. So I just want to share that with you and how it landed for me. And yeah, what a pleasure and a joy it's been to see you in this energy.
Gosh, thank you so much. That honestly means more than you know. And it's like so perfectly timed because I've just literally been, obviously I was talking about how the macambo is this masculine balance. And, even in just the last 24 hours, I was in this contemplation of just deep reverence for my masculine and like for so long it was trying to dim it in order to not outdo it in a man or something, or what, like whatever that looks like. And I'm just like, oh, I don't really care. Because like my masculine is something that has been mastered over lifetimes. And this is a lifetime for me to explore my feminine, for sure. But I want to bring my best. And so if you're saying that my masculine energy is a contribution, then I hear that and I'm listening to that and I'm a yes to that. And I don't see it as bad at all. I see it as, hey, this is your strength. Celebrate it. So thank you, sister. That means a lot. So much love. Okay, Kelsey Faith. Oh, girl, have we ever had you share on a community call before?
Hi, this is my first KAKAO community call ever.
Wow. Guys, this girl is famous, like literally famous to me. This girl like lives with the Arhuacos. Like she lives there, she devotes her life to it. I mean, it's a balance, it's a learning, but she's poured so much energy into these people, into this land, and it's impacted every single one of you here that have drank this medicine. So welcome. So good to have you.
Thank you so much. My heart is beating so hard and fast right now. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yes. Okay. So I, like Mackenzie and perhaps many of you on this call, very much resonate being the rainbow bridge. And I am that full embodiment. And I'm now starting to, like you guys were sharing, to share that even more clearly and openly, that that's what I am and it's what I'm doing. And I feel so confident in that position now, and just, yeah, having a community who is embodying that and walking closer to a community that is embodying that just makes me feel so at home and so alive and so like I'm on my path. And like I've been going to the rainbow gatherings every year. This will be my 5th year going, because I'm just like, okay, I'm going to where the gatherings are every year, because I know I am connecting to the essence of the rainbow spirit. And yeah, I live with the Arhuacos. I've been living with them for quite a long time now. And now I'm just realizing I need to actually take a step away from the Arhuacos in the next coming weeks so that I can be the bridge. And so I'm in this like really big transition right now.
Wow.
But it's so, yeah, we haven't spoken in a while. And I actually had a dream about connecting with Mackenzie last night. And I woke up to the first message on my phone from Mackenzie saying, like, checking in. And I was like, wow, this alignment, this path. I'm like, okay, yes. And I had no idea that this call was happening until the exact moment when I saw the rainbow message come up. It said password rainbow. And I was like, wait, what? And I clicked on the thread, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a Zoom call happening. Okay, click. And then all of a sudden I'm with you guys.
Wow.
So also, we have been waiting for months and months to be getting the call to let us know that we have more Arhuaco cacao. And it was this morning that I got the call saying that we have Arhuaco cacao available to get to cacao so that it can be spread out through the community. So I'm just like feeling so much in alignment, so blessed to be able to be this rainbow bridge and to be on this path with all of you. And yeah, just super feeling so excited. So excited. And I'm gonna be going to on the ground with one of the I call him the cacao king of the Sierra Nevada, of the heart of the world. He's this amazing Arauco named Drubal, which you guys might already know of. So I get to go spend like 3 days at his farm in a couple of days and continue moving forward with everything here on the ground before I'm taking off in the next couple of weeks for some months. So
Wow.
just that there's my update.
So good.
I was texting you and then I was like, wait, I just shared with the community. Here we go.
Yes. Oh, so glad you did. What a gift to us all to see your face, to feel your energy, to feel your devotion, because I know it's so much initiation. So much initiation to say yes to the way that the weaver weaves through you and dances through you. It's quite a beautiful, remarkable story that you are and are living, but it's not easy, so just thank you for letting us to witness you and also pour mana into you, and we will do that right now, pouring mana into you as you make this transition and step step further down the rainbow bridge, and trusting that this next right step is perfect and you're going to be so held inside of it. And just thank you for all the work you do. It's rippling out to people all over the world. We love you so much.
Thank you.
Connection. That's so like I had tears in my eyes to hear that. And of course, like I'm just in the sky and I'm like, oh, Kelsey, like what's going on? Like so good.
The connection is there and we're still together.
100%.
Yeah. Thank
100%.
you.
Well, with that, let's just say aloha ma 3 times if that resonates with you. Aloha ma, you can unmute yourself if you would like to. 3 times meaning self-reflective love. And as we bring that self-reflective love in, we're also sharing it with each other. We're sending out that rainbow frequency from our hearts to each other and to the world, right? Like just really weaving this rainbow grid of light throughout the entire world, throughout the entire cosmos for the better.
Out for dinner.
Oh, love you. You're fine. Love you so much. You're so good. I do it all the time. Don't worry. Okay, so ready? 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Aloha ma. Aloha ma. Aloha vauya. Oi. Mwah. See you all soon. Awoo.
Bye.
Ooh, oh.
Awoo. Awoo.